Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Happy Monday, Manic Monday, March 24th. We got about 45 seconds to the open. Very quickly, guys. A very bullish daily frame. NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. Big time up day here, guys. Gap move on Australia last night, and we have been rising basically ever since overnight through Asia and the UK session, as I'll show you in a minute. Of course, I'm sure you've seen it for yourself as well. But not only do we have very strong up days here, guys, we've taken out many days highs, all of these, and all of these on the Dow, but we are also above the high of last week's range. We haven't seen that happen for quite some time here in the sell down for the last 2 to 3 or 4 weeks or so. And so that's a bullish bias here going into the market. Of course, that doesn't mean I have a strong bias. It just means that's the way the market's heading so far. We're just pulling back from around 2 standard deviations here, guys, on the two sisters, NASDAQ and S&P. This is my trading grid, guys. There's the daily chart, 30-minute chart, and 1-minute chart. We are now open here, pulling down into the pre-open and still continuing in the first minute to sell down just a little bit and now flipping back a little more neutral. But let's take a look at this all-important 30-minute chart. There's that gap move, guys. This was Friday. Then we have the weekend. Gap moved up into 6 p.m. last night, New York time, which is Australia, and then grinding sideways for Asia, which we often see, but then grinding higher through the UK session. And now pretty extended here into this move, of course, including the gap from here all the way to here. And North Americans are saying, why don't we take a little bit of profit here in the first few seconds of the open? But nothing for me to do. There's that 1-minute open range, guys. We're looking at an amplitude of about 17 points. Very narrow open range for the NASDAQ and 7.25 points on the S&P. Funnily enough, that's a fairly average S&P opening range. But this first minute on NASDAQ just happened to be a little smaller. A little bigger here on the second one. But I'll put you on pause, guys, and we'll just hang out here and wait for some structure to form and then come back and maybe talk about a few ideas here. Nothing for me to do here in the meantime. And now pulling back up here above the open range, guys, at least trying to. S&P failing to get above. I'm not going to be reacting to anything here on Manic Monday, especially after a big gap move like the one we saw overnight. Just watching here, guys, we have a mini divergence happening. You see that S&P grinding higher while the NASDAQ is faltering and falling down. Negative moving average configurations on both, but S&P really trying to move up higher here to continue this bullish momentum and just kind of hanging around here on the NASDAQ. All right, guys, so now we have a little bit more alignment on both. We're above the open range. EMA is crossing into a bullish configuration, but we have news in 4.5 minutes, and so I'm going to wait for that. It's double high impact news, red folder news. I'm just going to wait for that to play out first and then make some decisions potentially. 2 seconds. There's a bit of a reaction, guys. Just a quick flurry and then settling down here. We're 45 seconds into the news. All right, guys, just watching here. Buy stop order, guys, right above. Stop below that big wick. Here we go. 54.5 point stop. And I'm in. And I'm in just like that, guys. Long this market in line with the daily strong bias after the news resolution higher. Very simple setup, but certainly no guarantees on a Manic Monday after a big extended gap move and moving closer to a 21 EMA here on the daily. But now it's the waiting game. And target 1 has been hit, guys, and so the 1R all-or-nothing trader has left the game with full profits, and the 2R move stop to break even at 1R has moved their stop to break even because we hit 1R. And so now we'll wait and see if the 1.5R and the 2R all-or-nothing traders can make some money here too. So why am I long here, guys? Well, hopefully it's fairly self-explanatory. Very, very strong daily chart on all three sisters, the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. Very strong run up here into an extended move, I will say, on the 30-minute chart. But this is a very powerful sign and can really provide the energy, the torque, and the fuel to drive things higher. So after we sold down here, guys, in the pre-market, which provides some structural resilience to this move, it allows that elastic band that has been stretched so far up to relax and release a little bit, and then two failed attempts, micro failed attempts lower, and then breaking back above. I didn't do anything here. Could have placed a stop below there, and I would have been out of this trade already. But there was news coming at 9:45. We had a pullback into the open range, which is a break and a retest style move. Waited for 9:45, which was this candle right here. We had a little blip, spike, and then push, and then taking the break on the resolution higher. If the news resolution was lower, of course, I would not be interested in going long here, but that was not the case. So break above to the new session highs, guys. Despite the extension here in the UK session, this is a whole new game here in New York, and powered by the daily torque and energy, 9 above the 21, both EMAs rising above the open range. It becomes a no-brainer to do the responsible thing, and that's to toss the coin and call heads. And target 2 has been hit, guys, and so the 1.5 hour all-or-nothing trader has left the game with full profitability. And there it is, guys. Had to wait 6 hours for that, but all 4 models fully profitable. Just took a lot of patience. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.